I'm done playing around. Let's get married. The call came from my ex-fiancé, Adam. I looked down at my daughter's peaceful, sleeping face, then pulled up the 2-year-old digital wedding invitation and the birth announcement I'd posted on social media. I screenshotted both and sent them to him. My phone rang again almost immediately. It was Adam, and he let out a derisive scoff. When did you learn to pull these kinds of stunts? I already said I'd marry you. Stop playing these ridiculous games, understand? He really didn't understand. Adam, I said evenly, this isn't a joke. I married someone else 6 months after we broke up. On the other end, I heard the crash of something falling, then the line went dead. Memories came rushing in unstoppable. Adam and I had grown up side by side, our families perfectly matched. Our engagement felt like the most natural thing in the world. I truly believed we'd marry, raise a family, and grow old together. That was before Chloe walked into his life. She was just an intern then. One afternoon, I'd stopped by Adam's graduate lab carrying a thermos of warm soy milk for everyone. When I offered her a cup, she gave me a look over her sharp cat eye eyeliner and shook her head. Thanks, but I don't drink that kind of stuff. I'm more of a coffee person. My cheeks warmed. I wanted to explain that I'd made it myself, that it was organic and healthy. But she only covered her mouth with her hand and let out a little laugh. Sorry, I'm just too honest sometimes. I didn't mean to call your gift cheap. It's just everyone here says Adam's girlfriend is really domestic. And clearly very frugal too. The air grew stiff. No one holding a cup seemed to know whether to drink or set it down. Smiling tightly, I set the tray on the table. Help yourselves if you'd like. I picked up one cup and handed it to Adam. Before he could take it, Chloe slipped close, looping her arm through his. Sorry, miss, but Adam's having coffee with me. I froze. But Adam pulled his arm back sharply, his expression like ice. That's enough. I'll drink what my fiancé brought me. If you want coffee, drink it yourself. Chloe pouted at his tone. I was only teasing. Why are you so worked up? Adam didn't answer. On the way home, the sky hung low and gray. Her strange hostility kept tugging at my mind. Finally, I asked, Adam, that new girl in your lab, does she like you? He chuckled, ruffling my hair. Don't be silly. She's just an immature brat. You're the only one for me. There's only one future, Mrs. Chapman, and that's you. Okay. His words dissolved my unease, and I smiled, convinced our future was secure. And it should have been. But things started to shift. At a lab dinner, the very first dish Adam served went straight into Chloe's bowl. He didn't even seem to notice. Then, as if in afterthought, he placed a mushroom on my plate. Adam, you know I don't eat this. We'd known each other forever. He never forgot details like that. He lowered his voice, almost scolding. Chloe ordered it. We're eating out with a group, be polite. Don't be picky. I wasn't the type to make a scene over food. But what cut me was that he knew, and still chose otherwise. Chloe leaned over with a sugary smile. Sorry about that, Jenna. I didn't realize you had such a temper. But you really should eat more of this. It's perfect for women your age. Clears out the system. My smile vanished. We're not related, so stop calling me sis. And I'm barely older than you. Don't forget, you failed to get into this program the first time. The table fell silent. A senior student tried to smooth things over, but Adam slammed his chopsticks down. Jenna, that's enough. This isn't your house. You can't just say whatever you want. I stared at him, stunned. When Chloe provoked me, he kept quiet. When I defended myself, suddenly I was the problem. I grabbed my bag and stood. He hesitated, then stood too, apologizing to the others. Sorry, everyone. Another time. Dinner's on me. As we walked out, I caught a glimpse of Chloe's face twisting darkly. After that, I avoided every event she might attend. Adam seemed to understand, keeping us apart. But then one day, I got a message from a senior in the lab. Jenna, better come quick. The queen's away, the jesters stealing the stage. Attached was a photo, Chloe leaning against Adam, their heads bent close over a report. My chest tightened. I went straight to the lab. There she was, perched on Adam's desk, wearing shorts so tiny her lab coat barely covered them. Her legs brushed his as they laughed together. When she spotted me, she slipped down quickly, her calf grazing his thigh. Your girlfriend's here to check up on you. A guy like you, no wonder she keeps such a tight leash. That's why women need careers, so their whole world doesn't revolve around a man. She gave me a syrupy smile. Oh, Don't take it personally, Jenna. Just an observation. I ignored her, clenching my fists. Adam blinked in surprise. Why are you here? I came to pick you up, I replied coolly. Chloe burst into laughter, then covered her mouth as if embarrassed. Sorry, it's just, I've never seen it in real life. A woman who can't go a day without her man. It's almost old-fashioned. Some of the other students chuckled along. Chloe batted her lashes. Jenna, it's fine. You should probably head home without him. Adam owes me dinner anyway. Just the two of us. Isn't that right? She put extra weight on the words. Just the two of us. I turned to Adam, waiting for his reaction. But he only shrugged. You're always so hostile toward Chloe. That's why I didn't mention it. Chloe tilted her chin smugly. You should head home. A woman who just stays indoors should focus on chores. If you interfere too much outside, you'll only come off as irritating. Isn't that right, Adam? She flashed him a playful smile. Adam's lips curved into a faint smile, silently agreeing. The tension in the room was thick, but the other grad students quickly tried to lighten the mood, insisting they tag along for the free dinner. Chloe's expression soured, but she didn't protest. In the days that followed, her boldness only grew. When I brought Adam lunch, Chloe would flip the lid open and help herself. This is so bland. No flavor at all. If you're going to be a housewife, at least learn how to cook properly. Otherwise, what else will you even be good at? I yanked the lunchbox away, but Adam plucked it from my hands and passed it back to her. Let her taste it. She doesn't eat much anyway. She's just trying to give you constructive feedback. Before leaving, I wiped down Adam's desk with a sanitizing sheet, something I always did. Chloe wrinkled her nose. This is a lab. Our hygiene standards are stricter than anything in that wipe. Are you implying one of us is dirty? The air froze. The students who had been carefully avoiding sides now looked at me with suspicion. For a moment, I was stunned. In over 20 years of life, I'd never been treated with such naked malice. I turned to Adam for some kind of support. He barely looked up. That's just how Jenna is. Always fussing over the smallest things. Chloe giggled behind her hand. Oh, don't take it so hard. She's learning. Her cooking has already improved a lot, hasn't it? See, sometimes you just need to listen to others' advice. Adam nodded, agreeing with her. A chill ran through me, deep and hollow. I had been bringing him lunch every single day because of his sensitive stomach. I carefully prepared light, digestible food just for him. I carried sanitizing wipes because he was the one who'd always been particular about cleanliness. I baked cookies and snacks for the whole lab, but his meals were always personalized. I even tidied his workspace to spare him the trouble. And now, everything I did for him was dismissed as making a fuss. My face hardened. I turned to leave. Jenna. Chloe called after me. Don't forget tempura with ketchup tomorrow. I won't eat anything else. I spun around, stunned. Are you ordering food for me? She giggled. Why not? The past few days, Adam told you what I wanted and you made it all, didn't you? My gaze snapped to Adam. It was true. He had started asking for specific dishes recently. I thought his appetite was improving, but they hadn't been for him. He gave me a small nod, as if it were obvious. You're already cooking, so what's the harm? Since Chloe asked, just make it tomorrow. And another thing, Chloe added, waving a hand in front of her nose. No makeup tomorrow. The smell is unbearable. Don't you know strong scents aren't allowed in the lab? I looked at Adam. His face was blank, as though none of this was insulting to me. Something inside me snapped. All my years of affection for him, my loyalty, my blind devotion, shattered in an instant. Without hesitation, I pulled a large bottle of makeup remover from my bag, twisted it open, and splashed it across Chloe's face. She screamed, stumbling back as the liquid dripped from her hair, streaking her perfect makeup into a grotesque mess of black and red. I sneered. And you lecture me about foreign substances? Look at yourself. Fake lashes, double eyelid tape, eyeshadow, eyeliner. You've got more chemicals on your face than a beauty guru. The others jumped in to separate us. Calm down, calm down. Don't let the professor hear about this. Adam, you've got a girlfriend. Set some boundaries. But Adam didn't hear them. He stepped forward and slapped the bottle from my hand. Jenna, apologize. I stared at him, my vision swimming red. My voice trembled with fury. She insults me and you side with her. I fight back and you tell me to apologize? What is she? Your real girlfriend? His expression hardened. Don't change the subject like a child. You were wrong, so apologize. In your dreams. The words had barely left my mouth when a sharp slap landed across my cheek. The crack echoed in the room. For a moment, all I could see was Chloe's ruined makeup and her triumphant, pitying smirk. I raised my head and looked at the boy I'd grown up with, the man I thought I knew. My voice was steady, quiet, final. Adam, we're done. I cried the entire way home. Through my tears, I ordered the housekeepers to drag out everything, childhood toys from storage, the grand piano in the living room, even a wooden box filled with ticket stubs from movies and amusement parks. A paper flower, preserved in acrylic, tumbled to the floor. Its petals scattered, each one carrying the handwritten confessions of a young Adam, words of love from a teenage boy. Something inside me loosened. Wiping my face, I felt a strange sense of release. Just then, my mother rushed in, alerted by the housekeeper. Her eyes fell first on my swollen, tear-streaked face, then on the red handprint across my cheek. Her hands shook as she cupped my face gently. Oh my God, my baby, who dared to hit you? The wall I'd built crumbled. New tears poured down as I clung to her. Mom, I don't want to marry Adam anymore. I'm not marrying him. I wailed, letting all my pain spill out. The way Adam had turned cold, how Chloe had mocked and humiliated me, and how I had endured it in silence. That was all my mother needed to hear. Her face hardened. She seized my hand and pulled me toward the door. At Adam's house, she pounded until his mother appeared, still drying her hands on an apron. Look at what your son has done to my Jenna. My mother's voice shook with fury. We agreed to this marriage because we thought your husband was a respectable professor and you were a cultured, reasonable woman. Then you said your family was traditional and demanded Jenna give up her music. We already resented that, but we let it go, thinking it was her life. And now, they're not even married yet, and he's already raising a hand against her. We never laid a finger on her growing up. Did you think our family would just accept this? Adam's mother looked stricken. This must be a misunderstanding. Please calm down. I'll call him down right away to apologize. Don't bother, my mother snapped. There's nothing to explain. The engagement is off. Dragging me back home, she looked around at the mess of memories scattered on the floor and barked at the housekeepers. Why is this junk still here? Sell it all for $20. Then she sat me on the sofa, resting her chin against my head, rocking me like she did when I was little. My baby, you've been wronged. Don't cry. Mommy's here. Her familiar scent wrapped around me, and for the first time that night, my heart began to steady. The next morning, Adam came pounding on our door like a madman. The housekeeper had barely opened it before he stormed inside. Jenna, what's wrong with you? I stood there, seeing the fresh red marks on his face, the split lip. Slowly, I turned my head, showing him the bruise blooming across my cheek. He froze. His hand reached toward me hesitantly. I didn't hit you that hard. I stepped away. So it's fine to hit me, as long as you don't use much force? He had never seen me this cold. To him, it looked like I was just sulking. Jenna, I'm sorry, he muttered. I only lost control because you were bullying someone. I was angry. Stop. I cut him off. It doesn't matter anymore. Maybe your parents haven't told you yet, but our engagement is over. His eyes widened. You want to end the engagement? He stared at me, searching my face. All this because I stood up for Chloe? You're ending years of love over something so childish? Are you treating marriage like a game? For the first time, I saw how deep the gulf between us was. You're the one who treated it like a game, I said. You're engaged to me, yet you defend another woman while I'm being humiliated. Even your own lab mates warned you, and you still don't see what you've done wrong. Jenna, you're being petty. Breaking an engagement over one small incident? And you had to drag my parents into it. In that moment, whatever nostalgia or regret I still carried dissolved. Adam, I said, calm and clear, ending things with you is the best choice I've ever made. Panic flickered in his eyes. He finally realized I wasn't bluffing. Jenna, I didn't mean it, his voice shook. I lost my head. My parents scolded me already. Please don't do this. Forgive me. Forget it. My voice was steady, distant. Let's just leave each other with a little dignity. He grabbed my shoulders desperately. Why are you so cruel? After all these years, you're really going to toss me aside with a forget it? I never knew you were this heartless. You're the one being unreasonable. I pushed his hands off me, my voice like ice. But if you need a villain, fine. I'll be petty. I'll be cruel. His face twisted. He let out a bitter laugh. Fine. Break up then. Who cares? He stormed out, spitting venom over his shoulder. Jenna, everyone in our circle knows we've been together more than a decade. Let's see who'll want you now. Don't come crawling back to me. On his way out, he kicked over a pot of lilies by the gate. The stem snapped, weeping clear sap as it drooped toward the ground. I watched his back as he walked away, and it felt like I was watching the last traces of our once innocent love disappear with him. A few days later, with my parents urging me on, I decided to return to my original dream, a career in music. I started making my farewells to friends, ready to move forward. That was when my phone exploded with messages from Adam's lab mates. Dozens of notifications, all saying the same thing. Adam and Chloe were now officially together. I calmly replied to each message, explaining that Adam and I had already broken up. I assumed that would be the end of it, but then Adam began appearing everywhere with Chloe, almost as if they wanted me to see. At the gates of his family villa, I once spotted Chloe clinging to his arm, her makeup light and deliberately modest. Adam, she asked in a soft, syrupy voice, do you think your parents won't accept me? When Adam noticed me, his first reaction was to pull his arm free, but Chloe only tightened her hold. Realizing resistance was pointless, he gave in and leaned toward her instead. I thought of the things people had sent me. Adam and Chloe came in together again, still wearing yesterday's clothes. Did they spend the night together? Someone spotted a hickey on Adam's neck. They have no shame. They were sneaking around while he was still with you. Now, they don't even try to hide it. Even the professor is fed up with Adam these days. I gave them one last, sharp look, then turned to leave. Jenna, you live here too. Chloe suddenly called after me. Where I live isn't your concern, I answered flatly. I pulled out my keys, but Chloe leaned against Adam with a little theatrical wobble, letting him support her weight. Oh, don't get me wrong. Adam and I are together now, and today we're meeting his parents. I just worry some people might not know when to let go, maybe even move in nearby just to hang around him. She smiled sweetly, her words dipped in poison. Of course, I don't mean you. Please don't take it personally. I had lived in that house for more than 10 years. Was I supposed to pack my bags and run like a coward because of a failed relationship? Adam didn't defend me, didn't correct her. He only gave me a cold look, as if I were a stranger. In that moment, the truth hit me. Love is like a river. Once it changes course, everything left behind is swept away. I was nothing more than a leaf carried off by the current. I rolled my eyes and went inside. Later that evening, while walking my dog, I noticed a tall figure sitting alone on a bench. A cigarette glowed faintly in the dark, and an intense gaze followed me. I didn't need to look twice. I already knew who it was. Jenna. I kept my expression blank and tried to walk past, but a hand shot out and gripped my wrist. My dog perked up at the familiar face, tilting its head in confusion. Let's get back together, Adam said. Stop this nonsense, okay? I let out a short, bitter laugh. No. His grip tightened like steel, harsh and unrelenting, nothing like the hold of a man in love. Jenna, I was wrong. I still love you. His voice cracked, his face twisted in desperation. I made a mistake. Please give me another chance. For the first time, I realized I no longer recognized the man standing in front of me. Get back together? What about your girlfriend? A flicker of hope lit up Adam's eyes. She means nothing. I was confused, playing around. You're the one I truly love. Disgusting. What did he take me for? Were our years together nothing? Did he think I was some loyal dog he could call back whenever he pleased? I ripped my hand from his grip. Let me go, Adam. Before I could finish, a ragged figure stumbled out of the shadows and collapsed with a piercing cry. Adam. It was Chloe. Her makeup was smeared, her clothes torn, her legs wet. She spotted Adam, and her eyes lit up through her tears. Adam, please take me to the hospital, hurry. Your mother, she... Her words trailed off as soon as she noticed me. Hatred flashed in her eyes. Jenna, are you happy now? You poisoned Adam's mother against me. You ruined everything. She hates me. She's been making my life hell. And now I'm miscarrying. Does that make you feel satisfied? Adam turned on me, fury in his eyes, his hands clamping my shoulders. Why? When did you learn to play such cruel games? It wasn't me. Adam, let go. His expression darkened, and he raised his hand. Before the blow could fall, Lucky finally sensed what was happening. The dog barked ferociously, pressing against my leg, ready to attack if Adam dared hurt me. The sound jolted Adam back. He gave me one last, unreadable look before scooping Chloe into his arms and vanishing into the night. On my way home, I ran into Adam's mother. She looked drained, offering me a bitter smile. That new girlfriend of his, she's a piece of work. Not easy to handle. I shut the gate without replying. I had exams to focus on. Weeks later, my mother tearfully saw me off at the airport. The future stretched before me, wide open. I didn't have to think about someone else's traditional family or plan meals or babysit a man's social life. I could fly to exhibitions and concerts across the world, free of the chains of being someone's fiancé who was never home. Freedom meant doing what you wanted and refusing what you didn't. I had forgotten how sweet that could be. Click. I looked up. A tall man with warm brown hair and deep, set eyes was holding a camera. When our gazes met, a disarming smile curved his lips. "Forgive me," he said in English. "You are so beautiful, my camera couldn't resist. I hope I haven't offended you." He scratched his head sheepishly. "Can I make it up to you with a coffee?" Maybe it was that smile, but I didn't say no. His name was Vittorio, an Italian who lived to capture fleeting beauty. He loved traveling, art, and music. Before long, we were exploring the world together, attending concerts, marveling at wonders, and wandering galleries. I even invited him to my own recital. At the end of our journey, he went down on one knee with a ring. People said I was impulsive, that Italian men look at women like they look at dogs, with too much soulful intensity. For a moment, I wondered if they were right. But now my daughter is over a year old. The memories blurred, and I finally did what I should have done long ago. I blocked Adam's number. That afternoon, pushing my daughter's stroller through the park, I saw him again. He looked worn out, with dark circles under his eyes. "Jenna?" His voice trembled. His gaze dropped to the child. "Is she yours?" His eyes brimmed with something unreadable, rimmed red. "Did you have to do this? Even if you hated me, how could you just find some stranger and—" I laughed coldly. "Who I marry, who I love, it has nothing to do with you." He stepped in front of me, stubborn. "Jenna, I know I hurt you, but you went and got married without telling me. We both made mistakes. Let's move past them. Let's get back together. I'll even treat your child as my own." Instinctively, I lifted my daughter into my arms, stunned by his arrogance. "It has nothing to do with you," I repeated. His pupils shrank, his grip snatched my wrist. "How can it not? If it weren't for me, would you have rushed into marriage? What decent man would you find so quickly? You've always been headstrong, Jenna. Running off abroad was one thing, but marrying in anger? That's reckless." A tall figure suddenly stepped between us, prying Adam's hand from me and steadying my daughter with a gentle touch. Vittorio's usual charm was gone, his expression carved from ice. "Sir, harassing a lady is no act of a man. If you're truly one, bring your quarrel to me, not her." Adam's head snapped up, glaring. "Do you even know who she is?" "She's my fiancé. We're just having a lover's quarrel. She'll come back to me eventually." Vittorio let out a short, amused laugh. "A small fight? You mean dragging another woman into her life to humiliate her? If I had met Jenna any later, I'd have challenged you to a duel." He drew me and Bella close, his arm forming a protective barrier. His expression was icy. "Do yourself a favor, stay away. Maybe see a doctor. You seem to have lost touch with reality." Adam's gaze lingered on me, his voice hoarse. "And you, Jenna? Do you want me gone too?" "Yes," I said simply, my tone calm. All I felt toward him was irritation for intruding on my peace. Adam staggered back, a twisted smile on his face. "You're heartless." Without looking back, our little family of 3 walked away. Weeks later, after tucking Bella in for her nap, I headed to class. A figure suddenly blocked my way. It was Chloe. She no longer resembled the polished golden girl from the lab. Instead, she wore plain clothes, her hair unkempt, her expression hardened by jealousy. "Jenna," she hissed, her eyes bloodshot, "you must feel so proud of yourself." I adjusted a strand of hair, letting the diamond stud Vittorio gave me sparkle in the light. "I don't know what you mean." Her restraint snapped. "Stop pretending. You disappeared and made it look like I forced you out. Adam never forgot you. He always blamed me. This was your plan from the start, wasn't it? I met her glare, without flinching. You've misunderstood something, Miss Knight. Not everyone goes back to dig through the garbage they already threw away. What he did after I left doesn't interest me in the slightest. I moved past her, but her shrill scream followed me. You're enjoying this. See me like this. I gave up everything for him. My career, my pride, trying to be the woman you were. And he still can't let you go. Her desperation was so raw, it almost stirred pity. Chloe, I said softly, when Adam betrayed me, that should have told you everything. If he could do that to a woman he'd known for more than 10 years, why would he ever treasure someone he'd known for only months? I let my gaze drift over her, calm but cutting. Look at yourself. You've turned into a shell of who you were. Is this what you sacrificed everything for? Her face twisted with humiliation and grief. In a trembling voice, she whispered, Are you going back to him? I almost laughed. Back? To misery? To betrayal? No. I don't take back leftovers. If Adam sent you to test me, you can tell him to stop dreaming. For Bella's first birthday, my parents hosted a grand celebration, inviting friends and business partners. Adam wasn't invited, but he had the nerve to show up with his father, the professor. The professor gave a polite smile, clearly embarrassed. In the blink of an eye, Jenna's already a mother. If it weren't for this foolish son of mine, Uncle, I cut in gently, let's not bring that up today. You're here to celebrate Bella. Please enjoy yourself. During the ceremony, Bella grabbed a stack of money and a tiny abacus. My father laughed with delight, declaring the family business had found its heir. Later, as Vittorio took Bella to change into a new outfit, I stepped onto the balcony for air. Footsteps followed me. Jenna, Adam's slurred voice came from behind. His tie was loose, and he reeked of alcohol. His eyes were heavy with sorrow. I don't understand how we ended up like this. We were supposed to marry. Today should have been our child's first birthday. My mood soured instantly. Are you blaming me? No, he said quickly, then lifted his head stubbornly. But I want to know, why won't you forgive me? I suddenly realized how deeply arrogant Adam was. Maybe it was how he'd been spoiled all his life, or maybe I had allowed it by always yielding. Forgive you? Forgive you for letting Chloe humiliate me in public. Forgive you for striking me in front of everyone. Forgive you for storming into my house afterward, accusing me of things I never did. I stared at him, baffled. On what ground should I forgive you? Because you're a man? Because your mother dotes on you? His face drained of color. I didn't mean. Yes, you did. I cut in coldly. You thought I was already yours, so it didn't matter how you treated me. You thought no matter what, I'd crawl back. Just like how I gave up my music to meet your mother's demands. Just like when I ran around bringing you lunch every day. Just like how I tolerated Chloe's endless provocations. As long as you whispered a few empty sweet words, I'd forgive anything. Adam, what exactly did you take me for? He stumbled back, his eyes bloodshot, his expression fractured. You don't respect me. And truthfully, you don't respect anyone at all. You enjoy being served, but deep down, you despise the people who give to you. I tilted my head, my tone mocking. Tell me, Adam. A man like you, why would anyone choose you? He looked destroyed, clinging to one last hope. If I hadn't hit you that day, would we still? No, I interrupted flatly. Even without that, our breakup was inevitable. Because, Adam, you were never worthy of me. His face turned ashen, the truth finally laid bare. I had started to leave, but halfway through I stopped and turned back. Drop the act, I said flatly. It's pathetic, and it disgusts me. Then I returned to the party. Vittorio was holding our daughter up in the air like a prize, almost like Simba in The Lion King, and everyone around us erupted in laughter and joy. The music and chatter drowned out the muffled sobs I knew were coming from the shadows of the room. Not long after, Adam and Chloe's relationship collapsed. Chloe began haunting his parents' villa every day, making such a scene that the neighbors started complaining. In the end, Adam's mother ordered security to bar her from entering the community. But Chloe wasn't finished. She started waiting for him outside the institute instead. When Adam rejected her desperate pleas for reconciliation one final time, she snapped. Pulling a knife from her bag, she plunged it into him. Her face was twisted with hysteria. I gave up the institute for you. My future is ruined. I ruined my own body for you. My baby is gone. How dare you throw me away? On what grounds? I won't allow it. The police dragged her off, still raving, while Adam was rushed to the hospital. His life was saved, but barely. When he regained consciousness, he searched the face of every visitor with a kind of desperate hope. By the time he was released, that light in his eyes had burned out completely. Meanwhile, Vittorio and I were far away, performing at an international music festival. His camera was overflowing with photos, yet every single one was of me.